And I'm just going to start a couple things off here, and we'll see what that is. So what I've just started there is another couple of systemd units. One of them is going to run us a Consul agent on this VM that's outside of Kube. But it needs to join the Consul cluster that's inside of Kubernetes, the one we installed just now with our Helm chart. And instead of trying to figure out what the IP addresses are going to be for that thing, we can just use the new Kubernetes discovery built into Consul. And what this is doing is we've given a read-only access credentials for the Kubernetes API and drop them on this box. And then all you have to do is specify you need the Kubernetes provider and which label you need. So it's going to select all pods that have app console and component server, and it's going to find the IPs of those, and then it's just going to connect to that automatically. The other thing we ran was a Consul-k8s proxy, and the fun thing to note here is that this is the console binary. This is the built-in proxy. This is not going to be Envoy, but it's going to be talking to Envoy on the other end. So this is showing you it's just mutual TLS. As long as they are built the right way, they can talk to each other. And we're using the built-in one because it has a couple of nice features. You can just tell it what service you want to represent. You can tell it where you want to listen. And then you can even have it register in Consul for you, which just makes this demo a little bit easier. So, with any luck, and this bit has gone wrong a few times now in rehearsals, there we go. We now see both the payment service and its proxy registered in our console. Remember, this is the Consul cluster running inside Kubernetes, and our workloads outside Kubernetes have just been able to discover and register. But even more fun than that, do you remember that catalog sync feature we turned on? Well, it works the other way too. So you can see down the bottom here, the payment service and the payment proxy are now showing up in in Kubernetes. And they have this Consul true label. That means that anything running inside your kube cluster can now use native kube DNS discovery to discover the IP of that thing that's running outside of Kubernetes. Okay, so we have our payment service. We now need to change our app to use it. So I'm just going to once again just show you the diff on the API config. And I'm dangerously close to out of time. So let's see how this goes. So all we have to do here, the only change is we're adding a new upstream, right? We're now saying we also need to be able to talk to the payment service, and we're just picking another port, 8004. That's wrapped, unfortunately, but there we go. And then the only other thing is we're just configuring the API itself. Your payment service is now on localhost 8004. It's worth noting here that this is no different. In your config, it looks no different that we're connecting to something outside Kubernetes as inside. It's all in Consul and it's all the same. So here we go. It's gone almost too well so far. Let's see if this last bit can work for us. So we should have green already? Not green already. There we go. So we're restarting that kube pod, and that may or may not be a good sort of error. Let's see. We can come back here anyway and see when it reloads. Okay, not yet is the answer. I'm just going to go check out this error. It's a new one on me. Oh, I didn't want to learn more, thank you. You often see errors like this. Oh, this is the old one that's erroring, so I think we're good. We should be good in just a second. So we're just waiting for the config map for the website service to update, which can take a while. And looks like I could be out of time to show you, which is unfortunate. So it's there. So our payment service, sadly it's not there. So we should see the upgrade to Emojify Enterprise. And we should be able to go through this whole flow and then buy a print at the end. Sadly, I'm out of time. I'd love to finish this demo if anyone wants to drop by the console.